Okay, I need a show of hands.
How many times, and be honest, have you done any, all, or some bendy, twister-inspired combination of the following? Sat for long, stoic-like periods of time, making the statue of the thinker look like amateur hour. Or paced around the room and worn grooves so precise, so perfect, that you could play music off of them. Or perhaps laid in bed, awake, eyes wide open, as if staying hyper-vigilant in that way, you might stave off the darkness and somehow save the world through a sacrifice of sleep.
So, who has their hands up? Wow, that's every one of you, and me too. And that brings us to the ultimate question. Why? Do we know that sitting and just wallowing is a waste of time? Yeah. Do we know that pacing around a room is never useful? It never helps us unless you're a husband in a waiting room on an 80s sitcom waiting for your child to be born? True story. Do we know that sitting in bed while we silently fight the demons of our worries never, ever, ever helps? Check. You don't need me to tell you that these things are a waste of time, but for some reason we all need to be reminded, don't we? We all forget these simple truths. You know who doesn't?
Little children. Is Santa coming? Sure thing. Can wishes make your dreams come true? You bet. Is the stick I found on the ground a magical sword that I can use to slay the dragon and win the kiss of the princess? Damn straight! Now, Santa wishes and a magical stick may sound like the stuff of fairy tales, or a really great album title. However, so are the ideas that worry, dread, and the chaos of inaction, deep thought, and a sleepless night create. What they all have in common is that they are all dreams, realities that we create and choose to live in. One set of these realities is dim, depressing, and can suck in our souls like a spiritual black hole. The other set of realities is about hope. In fact, hope isn't the right word for them. It's too small. It doesn't quite paint the right picture. No, this second set of realities is ruthlessly hopeful.
This brings us to our choice for this week, this day, this moment. This is how you tap back in. Where do we want to put our energy? Do we want to be passionately pessimistic? Do we want to make the choice to live a life that looks for the negative? Or do we want to step out of that box and live ruthlessly hopeful, looking for the solutions, the positive outcomes, and the lessons learned? The choice is yours. And if you want to be passionately pessimistic, it's not hard. Just turn on the news or get lost in Facebook. Others will seemingly do the heavy lifting for you. However, being ruthlessly hopeful doesn't have to take an epic belief in something greater than yourself or supernatural. Start small. Just build on the good things you know can happen. The sun will rise tomorrow. My next breath will come. Flowers will bloom. And on and on. Life can't always fix itself. And yes, bad things do happen. Life can be sad, depressing, and tear-inspiring. I'm not saying to ignore these things. I'm not saying to not acknowledge the bad. What I am suggesting is that you don't have to give up. You don't have to become one with them. You can choose differently. Trust there is a solution, a way to topple the terror that is in front of you or behind. Whatever your Goliath is in life, trust that your slingshot exists. Or if classic horror movies are more your style, if you're facing a werewolf, trust that you'll find or create the silver bullet you need and live ruthlessly hopeful. And tap back in.